Hello, welcome to another episode of the Florida Rum Explorer. I'm Brian, and today we're going to talk about Navy rum. What's Navy rum? Well, it was any rum that basically the Royal Navy or the U.S. Navy or any Navy in the world pretty much gave to their sailors over a course of several hundred years up until the late 20th century. Some have taken it all the way up to as far as I believe 1990 when they phased it out. But going back, we're going to talk really two different navies, the Royal Navy and the U.S. Navy. The U.S. Navy had a rum ration tradition. It was basically the sailors were given a half pint of any distilled spirit, could be rum, could be whiskey, anything, up until around the 1860-ish time frame. I can't remember the exact date. And then it was reduced down from a half pint to what's called a gill. And a gill is that. That's actually a half gill. So a gill is 3 ounces. This is a half gill, so that's 1.5 ounces. The Royal Navy, on the other hand, and by the way, the U.S. Navy abolished their rum ration around late 1860s. The Royal Navy, however, had a much longer tradition with the rum ration, and originally it started off where it was brandy that the Royal Navy gave their sailors in the early 1700s, late 1600s. But they had to buy that from the French and the Spanish. They weren't always on good terms with them. It was expensive. So once they started making their own rum in the Caribbean, it was a cheaper alternative. So they standardized on rum as the ration they gave their sailors. And they gave it to the sailors for a couple reasons. Mostly it was the morale builder. These guys were out at sea for a long time. They gave them something to look forward to once a day. It was standardized to, and get this, you're going to love this, in around early 1730-ish time frame, it was standardized across the Royal Navy to a half a pint of 80% rum. That's 160 proof. So, and it's a half a pint. So to give you an idea of what a half a pint looks like, that's a half a pint. Obviously it's orange soda, so you can see it. But imagine drinking a half a pint of 160 proof rum at noon every day. You gotta wonder how anything got done on board those ships. Well, after a while, the Royal Navy started figuring out it's probably a bad idea to have their sailors drunk all the time. So they reduced it down to, I believe it was a half a gill, one of these. The officers drank their rum neat, like that. The enlisted sailors, however, the officers didn't think it was a good idea for them to be walking around, kind of with such a heavy shot like that. So what they did was they started diluting it. So 1 part to 2 to 3 parts water. And that, believe it or not, is what's known as grog. So when you go to a bar and you see a grog on a recipe, and it's got a bunch of different ingredients, that's not true grog. True grog is just rum and water. Now, consider the fact that the water that the sailors used to drink came out of moldy barrels that are in the bottom of the ship. So that water was pretty stagnant, tasted pretty bad. So eventually they started adding juice to it, particularly lime juice, primarily to improve the flavor of the grog. And then they, of course, realized, hey, this is helping to prevent scurvy with our sailors. So it kind of helped codify it within the Royal Navy that, they would start, giving their sailors grog mixed with lime juice. So it was about 1 to 2 to 3 parts water and maybe another 1 or 2 parts of lime juice. And that tradition kept going all the way up until 1970. I believe it was July 31st, 1970, actually, when the Royal Navy finally abolished the rum ration. And that came to be known as Black Tot Day. Tot was another term that the British used for the rum ration. So after 1970, they had all these stores of rum. They put it away in ceramic flagons in the warehouse somewhere, and the intent was that they were going to only bring it out every now and then for special occasions like royal weddings or the Queen's birthday. But after a while, warehouse space costs money. The Royal Navy decided that they didn't want to keep this around, so after about 40 years or so, they sold off the entire consignment of Royal Navy that was in the warehouse to a company, and that company has blended it all together, and you can actually buy authentic Royal Navy rum from that last consignment. commercially by the bottle. Trouble is, I was going to try to get a hold of a bottle for this video. The trouble is that each one of those bottles cost about $1,000. So that was a little expensive for my blood, and so I had to kind of resort to the next best thing. Okay, so here I have two modern equivalents of Navy rum. I have Puster's Navy rum, and I have Gosling's Black Seal rum. This one is, Puster's is produced in Guyana. The Gosling's is from Bermuda. And the Puster's supposedly is the closest you can get to actual Navy rum, Navy-style rum from the British Royal Navy. They apparently bought the recipe from the Royal Navy, and they've been producing it. We're going to try that. Gosling's, again, is from the island of Bermuda. It is another example of what could be considered a Navy-style rum. It's also used in a classic cocktail that we're going to make in a couple of minutes. But I'm going to set aside Gosling's for a second. We're going to try the Puster's first, and to be authentic, or as authentic as I can be, or to be as authentic as I can be, I'm going to use my half gill. So just pour it in there. Again, I'm not going to do too much. Just want to get a taste of it. I guess I should use the little handle, huh? I'm right-handed, so half gill of Puster's Navy-style rum. That's good. It's got a strong flavor to it. It's bold. It's very robust. Interestingly enough, I am getting a very strong taste of burnt sugar off of that one. It's good. I could see it being used as a mixer for a nice mixed drink. You could also, drink it neat like it is, or on the rocks, of course. But very good. I enjoy it. I think it's a good rum. And hey, you know what? I'm getting ready to go, hoist a sail or something drinking this. Tasty. Okay, let me dump that out. So that was the Puster's Navy rum. Set that aside. The Gosling's. Again, just a wee dram. Not a lot. Just want to get the taste. Inhaled a little bit there. All right. Excuse me. Different flavor profile. Whereas the Puster's had that strong burnt sugar taste to it. This one you can definitely taste the molasses in. A little more caramelly. Not bad. Very good. And like I said, we're going to use the Gosling's to make a classic drink right when we come back. All right, welcome back. So like I said, we're going to make a classic cocktail using the Gosling's rum. This is called a Dark and Stormy. It is supposedly, according to Gosling's, the national drink of Bermuda. And it's very simple to make. All you're going to do is you are going to take 2 ounces of, no, I forgot my jigger, so I'm gonna eyeball it. Say 2 ounces of Gosling's rum. That looks like 2 ounces to me. And then 6 ounces of Gosling's ginger beer. So I am going to eyeball this as well. I'm going to fill up to the top of this glass I have here, this nice looking tiki glass I have. Fill up the rest of the way. Of course, you're going to do this over ice. Okay. Take a swizzle stick. Give it a nice stir. Mix everything up. And then, just for the cherry on top, a nice little, umbrella on top of it. So this is called Dark and Stormy. Of course, you can't drink with the umbrella. That is wonderful. That is amazing. Dark and Stormy is one of my favorite drinks. Easy to make. Again, 2 ounces of Gosling's rum, 6 ounces of ginger beer. Don't use ginger beer, use ginger beer. It's a different flavor profile. This is nice, it's light, it's refreshing. Again, you could be sitting by the pool, out at the beach or someplace, just enjoying your day, and this is a nice, refreshing way to enjoy it. So that's it. That's Navy rum. That's a couple of ways to enjoy it. You can just drink it straight up. You can drink it on the rocks. You can make it dark and stormy with it. It's great stuff. I hope you enjoy it, and see you later. Take care.